Time to learn your katas. Hi everyone, welcome back to another Scotty Karate video. Today we're going to be going over your forms or your kata and a helpful trick or tip that you can do to help get them sunk in so you don't forget them and you can do them anywhere. That in today's episode of. So I know what you're thinking. Scott, what are you going to teach me? I already know my kata. I don't need this. Well, maybe not. But it's always helpful to have more tools in your box to use when you need it than less. So today I'm going to be going over my favorite tip to help you learn your kata, sink it in, make sure it stays there forever. Let's get it going. Now, outside of practice. Everybody knows you have to put in the work. It's just is what it is. That's why we have these old sayings of, practice it 10,000 times and you know it 10,000 more times and you'll master it. If you don't do it a lot, you're never going to get good at it. So we know that. You have to practice. Practice. But what else can we do? Because sometimes there just might be some nights just not sinking in. You're doing one move and then as soon as you turn to do another one, you're like, wait a minute. That's not the right kata. What did I just turn into? Oh, I just combined two katas. Or it happens all the time, especially if you're in a kata heavy system. Some systems out there might only have 4 or 5 kata through black belt. So those are not the ones I'm talking about. Those are pretty easy to keep segregated. You can kind of compartmentalize those katas. There's only 5 to learn. But if you have a system that has, say, 15 or 20, by the time you get to black belt, we're talking quite a few katas, and some of them very similar. They kind of borrowed from each other as they went through time. So because of that, it's very easy to do one, and then when you turn, you're like, no, aha, that's the one. And then you're having to repeat that in your head and go through, which one is this? Which one? That one. So how do you get better at it? How do you kind of get those lags out? How do you get to where it's just second nature and you don't have to think about it? Well, my favorite tip is turn. Yes, turn. It's as simple as that.
The guy had to miraculously pull his underwear out of his butt just to beat you.
When all he had to do was turn left. I'm not an ambi-turner. It's a problem I had since I was a baby. I can't turn left.
What I'm talking about is I have a corner here. If I always have my back to the corner when I do my katas, I always do. This is where I start every single time. And then when I start my kata, I always have my back to the corner. Well, people are pattern-seeking creatures. We instantly visualize where we are in the room, and we start putting anchor points. Okay, well, there's a wall over there, or there's a wall over there, there's a wall over there. Okay, when I turn, I'm going to be facing that wall now. Then when I turn back, I'm going to be facing this wall. Then when I turn, I'm going to be facing... We are instinctively do this. Even if you don't think you do, it's just so common. You probably just don't realize it. So how do you fix that? Start your kata this way. 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 Change it up. Change locations. So if the only place you practice your kata is in the dojo, maybe you should do it at home. Go in your backyard. Go to a park. Change the environment. Because what that does is it takes that anchor and go, okay, there's always these corners in my wall. There's a wall over there. Now I know where I am in the kata. It takes those and it flushes it out the window. So what you can do now is go, well, now I have to know the kata. I have to know what this turns into. I can't just go, no, yes, no, yes. You have to know what you're doing. So by turning, doing a simple turn in your dojo even, it changes the angles, which changes the kata in your head. It is so funny to me when I'll teach somebody a new kata and I'm like, you got it down, you got it solid, I'm watching you, you're doing good. Now face that wall. And they'll go, what? And I go, you did it this way, now face that way. And they go, and then they sit and they go, okay, now I turn. what? Where am I? What? No, I'm supposed to go over here. And I'm like, no, you turned right, but you're trying to find an anchor again. It's so funny to see. Blindfold yourself. This is another one I like to do. Take your belt, take a headband, whatever. Just close your eyes. Do the kata. If you can do the kata without seeing anything, without an anchor to latch onto, you know the kata now. Congratulations. But it is that simple. And it is that difficult at the same time. It is very, very important to know your form no matter where you are. Because if you do it great at the dojo with that corner behind your back at all times, that's great until your dojo decides to go to a tournament and you choose this kata to do at the tournament. And there is no wall behind you. There's no anchor points, but you do have a lot of people staring at you, making you nervous. What now? You don't know the kata because you don't have that anchor. It's very common and something you might be doing, not even realizing it, but something you need to think about. So, have you done this before? Is this something you've instinctively done? Please let me know in the comments below. And if you do try this, let me know how it works out. I'm always curious how people change their environments and change how they do things and see how it changes their forms in this case. Please let me know. If you like the video, please like, comment, subscribe, and don't forget to hit that notification bell in the corner so you know when my videos are posted each week. And as always, the more you train, easier the fight.